Thanks for staying with us. Now, how would you like to study in France? As part of efforts to promote France as the destination of choice for Nigerians that wish to further their studies abroad, the Campus France Nigeria is organizing its 7th French Education Fair, slated for this November the 7th. At a press meeting held at the Alliance Française, the director of the Campus France Nigeria, Charlene Fauché, says the fair is expected to have representatives from 20 top-rated universities that offer 1,500 programs in the English language, bridging the language barrier gap. There is also an incentive for a one-year visa guaranteed after schooling, which allows for students to find a job.
They will have the possibility to meet with 20 schools coming from France. So we have engineering schools, specialized schools, business schools and public universities, so they would be able to know more about their programs, because we, Campus France, are here to promote the whole system, but we don't know all programs specifically. So here they would have the possibility to discuss anything with the schools. Nigeria is a really highly populated country, so we know that there are a lot of Nigerian students going to study abroad, and France was definitely not their first destination as English-speaking students. So I think they realized that we were not here. We were not having much Nigerian students in France. So telling them that now you can study in English in France was probably what we have in mind. Yes. We have 1,500 programs taught in English in France. So these programs require 0 level of French. So as I said, I think maybe 80% of Nigerian students go with 0 level of French. So you can go without knowing any French, and you have the possibility to learn when you would be in the country if you're interested in the language. They can have 1-year visa after they finish studying. So it's not even they can have, they are entitled to it. So if they ask for it, they will get it. And during this year, they have the possibility to find a job. But if they just want to visit the country or do anything else, they can. Of course, after this 1-year visa, if they're not working, they would be asked to go back to Nigeria. But if they have found a job, they have the possibility to renew their visa and stay for longer.
Now, Namola, a South African crime-fighting app, provides free emergency assistance 24/7 in an attempt to lower the country's alarming crime statistics. Users across the country with network coverage can freely download the app on their smart devices and at a press of a button can request for help wherever they are.
South Africa ranks as one of the most dangerous countries in the world, with recent statistics showing 2 million crimes recorded for 2019. Namola, a crime-fighting app, is trying to reduce those alarming statistics by offering 24-hour free emergency assistance at the push of a button on their smart devices.
Hi, this is Masuda from Namola. What is your emergency?
In order to track users in danger, the Namola operators immediately call back to verify the details of the request and then dispatch the emergency help required. The app is linked to various emergency services such as private security personnel, ambulance services, fire departments, and the police. Lesedi Malangu, who was held at gunpoint in her home a few months ago, told Reuters that the Namola app was the reason she was not harmed.
I pressed the emergency button on Namola. They responded, they called really quickly. Even though I had to kind of like whisper, at least they got what happened. So we just kept on texting. And then Namola just sent help. I think even more than two cars of cops came and they helped us, and everything was sorted. The culprit was put behind bars.
Malangu, who downloaded the app during the height of femicide and gender-based violence, also said she was impressed that the Namola operators managed to help her, even though she could not verbally explain the danger.
The last time when I had to kind of call the cops, it really took long and I didn't understand why. So I felt like if I can download the Namola app, just the press of a button, then of course everything is just, fine. And I did ask when I downloaded the Namola app, because it had a testing trial, I asked that what happens in a situation where I can't talk to you guys. They're like, no, it's fine, just answer the call. We will try pick up all the sounds in the background. So I was like, you know what, this is good, this is efficient, especially that now if I press the panic button, now my friends will know where I am and everyone else that I trust will get the location.
According to statistics, SA's Victims of Crime survey, over 1 million South African households experienced 1.5 million crime incidents in the last financial year. Namola's CEO and founder Peter Mathai says that the app was mainly created to alleviate pressure placed on the country's emergency helpline while assisting those in urgent need.
Historically, getting emergency response in South Africa has been quite a challenge for various reasons. And, Namola, we thought, how do we create something that's super simple for all South Africans to be able to push a single button and get immediate response as fast as possible.
He also added that the app deals with over 400 crime-related incidents a day, and it is the major reason why the app exists. Namola has over 350,000 users to date and offers users a physical panic button at the monthly fee of 79 Rand.
Now, strikes are keeping classrooms shut at the start of the school year in Libya as teachers seek better pay from a budget under strain from a massive public salary bill and renewed conflict. State-run schools were meant to open on October 13, but teachers angered by fallen living conditions and stagnant wages have been staging sit-ins in Benghazi, Libya's second city, and Tripoli, the capital.
Living standards in oil-rich Libya, once one of the wealthiest countries in the region, have been sliding downwards amid stop-and-start welfare and political turmoil. Monthly salaries range from $357 to $608 in state-run schools and have not risen significantly since before the uprising that overthrew former leader Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The schools are run down and teachers do not receive health insurance or bonuses. In Benghazi, the teachers have been staging sit-ins downtown and outside the Education Ministry building since last month. Mustafa Al-Darsi, Benghazi's education superintendent, says more than 200 schools have been shut by the protests. This has prompted some families to move their children to private schools.
As parents, we've lived through the war before, and as students, we've missed years of school. We cannot take this anymore. One has nothing but his kids. I had to take him, my son, out of a public school and send him to a private one.
The Eastern Parliament approved a decree last year to increase teachers' salaries, but it has not been implemented. Libya has been split between rival governments and parliaments based in Tripoli and the east from 2014. For the past 11 months, forces led by Khalifa Haftar and aligned with the eastern government have been waging a military campaign to take control of the capital. The fighting has drained resources on both sides. Much of Libya's population of 6.5 million depends on state salaries, which account for more than half of all public spending. Funded by oil revenue, they are paid by the central bank in Tripoli to citizens across the country. The system is a legacy of corruption and political patronage before and after 2011. The central bank has eliminated some fraudulent or duplicate salaries, but many collect wages without working. The education sector is especially bloated. Officials in Tripoli say nearly 240,000 teachers and other staff were on its books in western and southern regions, including 60,000 to 70,000 replacement teachers.
And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Teniola Shubowale.